Peace and blessings. Assalamu alaikum. Greetings. Welcome. This is Cecilia Tierra, the First Lady of Fart Money Network, with our daily self-improvement conversation. And today you see that I have titled this Love and Forgiveness. For my daily routine, I pray as I've shared, and I read and feed my mind from the divine word of God. And today I just read a little section, just a page, and at the same time, after reading the Holy Quran, there was a conversation, or a message rather, that I sent to an individual today, and my heart has just been full. And so in prayer and in reading and feeding on his word, and then having that message on my mind that I just sent, is what affected this here live this morning on self-improvement. And it brought me back to a story of when in 2017, this is me now getting on my own feet after getting out of a shelter, and I finally got my own place. And while I am living in my own place, my mother actually moves in with me for a period of time. And during that time, there had been some clashing for different reasons. But one significant reason is that, being a member of the Nation of Islam, there's some differences, or viewpoints and perspectives that existed, and along with other just regular relationship problems. And so I just remember we had a major breakthrough one day. We were talking and it got heated. And as a Muslim follower, all of us, we all have being peace and blessing. Hey, it's Tiana Renee. Peace and blessings, sis. How you doing? We all should honor our parents. The good books, regardless of whatever religion that you are part of, honoring our parents is something that we are taught and said that we are supposed to do. So as a Muslim in the Nation of Islam, that's something that's like on the forefront of my mind. Like, I'm supposed to honor my mom. We're disagreeing right now and I'm really upset, but I have to mind my tone. I have to mind my temper. I have to mind my words. And so am I saying that that's easy? No, that wasn't always easy. But knowing that I wasn't, that was the only way, helped me to control it. I simply did not want to be outside of the favor and the mercy of God. And that's my focus point, right? Because this is just a self-improvement conversation. So it is because of the different things that I go through and have gone through and will continue to go through, but with the mind made up that I am going to improve upon myself, everything helps me to look at it from the perspective, all right, God, you're putting me through this. What do you want me to get out of it? Right? And I'm growing to understand that not only is what I'm going through to help me, but it's for me to be able to turn around and help somebody else. Right? So if God becomes more present in my day-to-day life, in how I treat myself and how I treat my family, and then he's living in me so strong that now I want to be like a little God in an area where I'm at, in my local city. You know what I'm saying? Reaching people to show them like, hey, there is a better way to live. We can be God-fearing people. That doesn't mean that we are self-righteous and no. I'm a human. I'm a person. I make mistakes. I mess up. Sometimes I have bad hair days. I'm a normal person. I'm just striving to be pleasing 100% in the eyesight of God. So whenever I'm getting ready to do something, how would God view that? Is he okay with me doing this? He's not. Well, then not only do I need to correct it, which is sometimes the most difficult thing. Peace and blessings, Sister Felicia. Welcome this morning. But sometimes because that's difficult, sometimes we don't even do what the first step is, or the simplest step, which is just taking it to God and saying, look, Lord, this is something that I want to do, and you don't want me to do it. So I'm asking you to help remove my desire even for the thing, whatever it is, right? So that's just a good start. And that's something that I have done, and it works. Am I seeking to honor self or the Most High? That's it right there. If that's the question that we could focus on in when we're in the valley of decision, what is the end result that we're looking for? Am I seeking to honor self or the Most High? That's it, Sister Renee. Thank you. That's it. So when I was having this conversation with my mother, there was a thing that was in my mind that hurt me that she used to say to me as a child. And I'm going to share that today. I'm going to talk about that because this is going to be, a inshallah, God willing, a quick one. Peace and blessings, Queen Muhammad. Welcome. Assalamu alaikum. So because it hurt me so much, and I thought that this was something that was a negative defining point in my life. But I actually found out that it is a huge part of why I am the way that I am. When we were younger, she, as she was striving to do the best that she could do and knew how to do, she was trying to, there's 5 of us. I have 4 sisters, so there's 5 girls. And she was teaching us to be a strong family unit. And in that, I don't know what it was that she saw in me or didn't see in me, or I don't know still, and we haven't had that conversation then. But she used to always say that Sister Yatira, you are the weakest link. And I was young, I was really young. I'm under probably the age of 7, I'm young. And did not know what it means. I just know that it didn't make me feel good. I knew that it hurt, and I knew that I didn't like it. I understood weak to a degree in being the weakest one. And then we were in a circle and we were like, linked arms with each other and showing how we have to be strong and don't let anybody on the outside come in. Right. And in that demonstration is where I was being told I was the weakest link, that I'm going to be the one to let people come in or, to break up our bonding connection. And so that does something to the psyche of a child, And again, I didn't understand this. And I know my mom didn't have any understanding of this. And part of where I'm going with this conversation is it's 2-part, but one is on that breakthrough in 2017 when we were having that heated discussion. And the problem that arose was just a surface problem, right? I think it was, I don't even fully remember, but I know it had something to do with like, I'm on the phone and she's trying to talk to me while she knows that I'm on the phone, and I'm asking her to wait, please. I'm striving to be respectful. And then it was like no, I'm your mom. When I call you, you need to respond to me now. You need to do what I say now. And I'm like, I'm grown. I'm grown and I try to respect you already. Like, I thought I was doing the right thing. I'm just asking you to wait a minute. You're not going to wait? Okay. So it was a buildup on like I said, a lot of deeper things that were not resolved, that were not being dealt with. So that incident caused us to get to that where I'm coming out and I'm like, this is what you said to me. Right. I mean, the waterworks was there, it was a beautiful thing. It was a beautiful moment for us. And it ended well, even in the conversation. It ended where, here I am in 2017. That's 5 years ago. So I was 25 at the time, right? I'll be 30 this April. So I was 25, and it ended with this big old 25-year-old sitting on her mother's lap crying and saying, that hurt and expressing it. And she apologized and she said to me that, you're the strongest link in the family. And so it was just a beautiful healing moment. And what did that do for me? As I was preparing for this stream this morning and I'm looking at myself in the mirror and that story came to my mind. And as I'm looking at myself in the mirror, I'm like, I was able to forgive my mom. I was able to forgive her totally and be more in love with her. Because seeing that, I was able to see God. And so we sometimes stop at the person. We stop at the incident. We stop at the thing that hurt us. And we don't go past it, go through it to see that God is behind it. Because He is working out our salvation. How are we as His children, as His daughters, as His sons? How are we responding to life? That He is allowing us to live, that He called us into existence to do His will, right? He's allowed circumstances and events to take place so that in our journey back to Him, in our submission to him, that situation, that circumstance, that event causes us to see things in a certain way. And if we submit, we will come through that, not just for ourselves, but for our community. So now I am a light, if you will, humbly I say that, just for my family. So like I said before, I am the only member in the Nation of Islam in my family. But when it comes to the things that's going on in the world, I'm able to offer them guidance. I'm able to offer them hope. I'm able to offer them different things in terms of what we should be doing right now. We should be storing up food in our houses. We should be storing food in our houses. At least you want to have a minimum of 3 months supply worth of food. And if it wasn't for the minister telling us this, I wouldn't know. If I wasn't in the nation, I don't know. Some people do see that, if I didn't know about him is my point, or know about other people who are sharing the information that he is coming forth and telling us. So as little helpers, we have to do that. We got to come out and we have to let people know of these things. And so for me, part of this journey is self-improvement, right? And it's a major part. That's the base. That's really at the core of it, right? Because at the core of me wanting to be better, as I'm learning to be better for myself, my love for myself grows. My love for God grows. And if my love for self and God grows, then my love for my people grow. Then I will do selfless acts like coming on here, making a daily commitment to come on Instagram every day at 7 a.m. to share a personal story of myself, to share how self-improvement is the basis for community development, to inspire. That's the desire. That's my hope, and that's my prayer, to be used in that effect, to share my story, not to come on here as a teacher, as a preacher, as a minister. I'm not a self-improvement coach. I'm not a life coach. I am none of these things. I'm your sister, and I desire for us to return back to the way that we are supposed to be. And I understand that it's a difficult journey, because sometimes we get caught up in, like I said, the pain of things. We get caught up in right and wrong in terms of who is right and who is wrong and what should we be doing and what we should not be doing. And in my humble opinion, praise be to Allah, welcome, 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 go ham, peace and blessings, welcome to the conversation, that it's not about the titles. We talked about titles yesterday, so I'm not going to go, heavily into that. But when we focus on the end result of love and forgiveness, right? Love of self, forgiveness of self, then we can go forward. And I thank you, Sister Felicia. Praise be to God. I'm just striving to do my part. So to do that, to make that commitment, it's not self-gratification. I'm not a big celebrity. I don't have a huge following. I'm none of that. I'm just trying to do my part. Oh my goodness, I seen his brother Derek Muhammad made a tweet yesterday, and it was a beautiful tweet. I wonder if I could pull it up without going anywhere, because I don't think I clicked on it. So if I could read it, man, it was so beautiful. But in essence, it said, it's not there. But in essence, what he had said was, basically, don't think that you're too small to be able to make an impact in where you are. You don't need to have 1 million followers on any social media platform to do anything of good to the next person. And so this is my form of sacrifice. I have 3 babies, well, a 6-year-old, a 2-year-old, and a 10-month-old. And so I have to strive to make sure that everything is situated and positioned, that they are situated so I can come on here and offer myself in this way. And again, I'm just sharing my story. So when I come on here, it's always tied to a story of myself that I was able to learn and grow from. And so the desire is then to say, well, let me take that to the people. Let me take that transparency to the people, because love and forgiveness is something that is so rare in our communities. It's so difficult for us to forgive one another and to love one another, right? We let titles get in the way. We let fault of one another, defects. We look outwardly and we see something on the surface, and that causes us to stay away from each other. You know what I'm saying? Do what you can with what you have, and trust the Most High will honor your obedience. Sis, Okay, then come on now with the simplicity of the words. That's it. Do what you can with what you have. He gave to each one of us what we need. He gave it to us. He is not, when we keep God in the proper perspective, he is not a fool. He does not operate from the minuscule level that we do. We are striving to get back to him, to get back to that. But it starts with our submission to improve self. Because if I'm doing it with the wrong intentions, if I'm just here to say, oh, look at the knowledge and the information that I have, and let me come on here and teach you a thing or two. No. What? I'm not no teacher. No, I could just be a witness bearer of truth, right? I can just tell you that, well, because I started focusing on myself and I start saying, well, I'm going to deal with some of the ugliness about myself. I'm going to deal with some of the filth that I have been through and gone through and say, I can acknowledge it and I can deal with it and I can move on. And then when I forgive myself, we no longer let people, right? Because we talk about self-mastery. If I master myself, then that means I can master the outside of self. So when I say, oh my goodness, I forgive myself for that. I understand now. I know better. I do better. I forgive me. Amen. Then I can go out and you can't put back on me what I did. You can't put that on me anymore. I am not her. I have grown. Or brothers, I am not him. I have grown. And so, and at the same time, but with that love, you see, people will try to come and try to grab you and try to bring you back down. But then how do we deal with them? I still deal with them in love, right? This is the part of the scripture where turn the other cheek. Don't turn the other cheek with somebody physically, fight you. No. But when your brother or your sister, when your people slander you, defame you, how do we deal with each other? Don't be so quick to attack back. Don't be so quick to do that. That's not good for our own soul. I realize that it's hard. I haven't really seen somebody being able to take me out of my element. Because if they can take me out of my element, that must mean that I want to go there. And I don't. I am too blessed. I am too grateful. I'm waking up every single day with life. You know what I'm saying? So I don't have no time to be in a negative, cloudy, miserable condition because you want me to be there. No. I invite you to come out of that. Let's deal with some of the stuff that you're going through. Why you want to be like that? Why you want to sit there in that darkness, in that depression, in that, I'm trying to fix my face as I'm saying it. Why you want to be there? I'm inviting you to change and to do something different and to elevate and to come into higher thinking, not into my thinking, into the thinking of God, right? And so as you vibrate higher, you attract higher. You attract people who are willing to help you on that journey. I know I was, because I've been in some low places. And God he's been faithful to me in sending me the help that I need, sending me the guidance that I need. Is it always what is it always what I want? Is it always what I think I need? No. But it's absolutely what I need. Right? So, love and forgiveness, family. It starts with self first. Love, respect yourself. That's it right there. That's it. That's where it starts. So self-improvement every single day when we get up. If we could focus on self and God first and foremost, then we can look outward. And even in the looking outward, it should not be to judge and to condemn. Because why? Man, we all been born in this world, and this world we are born in sin and shaped in iniquity, meaning that the world we have been born into a society that already says, God says do this, no, do this. God says don't do this, no, we uphold that. We put this on a pedestal. So as we raise our conscious level, and if we understand that, then we shouldn't be so hard on one another. Because that means that God just blessed us to be of those who submitted to the truth when it came. When truth came to us, right? We were able to submit and say, wow, I didn't realize in full what that meant. Wa alaikum salam, beloved, about being born in sin and shaped in iniquity. But when we see that, if we're going to accept that as truth, then we shouldn't be so hard on ourselves first and then others. Understanding that, then we can say, well, listen, if you need a friend, I'm willing to talk to you. That right there, they ain't never seen nothing like that. They haven't seen somebody be so willing to serve selflessly, right? You got a lot of people trying to serve for $1, but serve without, you don't got to give me nothing back. My reward is with my God on that sense, right? I don't need you to pay me for helping you to be a better person. Why? Because I want you to be a better person. I want more of us to be better, because when we are better, we can accomplish more. We can do more. We can change the world overnight, but it starts with self. It starts with self. And then the forgiveness aspect, family, just like I said, once we love and we forgive ourselves, be willing to forgive the people that have harmed you. What good? I want somebody to tell me, what good is it serving you and me to hold on to the hurt and pain that somebody else caused us? What good is it serving us? I don't know if anybody can answer that truthfully with an answer to say what good is it serving. It is not serving us any good to hold on to that. Let go and let God. That was like 3 days ago. We had self-improvement, let go and let God, right? So let go and let God truly. God, if we always go back to the root of every situation, see, don't take God out of those equations, because that's what happens. What happens is we forget that there is a God when somebody hurt us, right? None, no good at all. That's right. Praise be to God. We forget about him and we get stuck there. Oh, you did this to me. How could you? Who do you think you are? Do you know who I am? Whatever the thought may be, but then we stop there. We don't say, dang, God is the master of my life. He did allow it. Why did he allow it? He allowed it for some reason, because he doesn't put on his servants nothing more than what they can bear. He doesn't do that. He puts on, that don't mean that the weight is not going to be heavy, but it's enough to where it'll make us turn to him. That's the design. That's the goal. So when we turn to him, then we are able to see it through his perspective, because now we're asking him why. Doesn't he say if we knock, he'll answer? Ask and we shall receive. But the problem is we don't go to him. We don't ask. We're not knocking. We're not seeking. We just want to sit in it. So then you got to ask yourself, I got to ask myself, why do I want to stay in this state of mind? Why do I want to stay here? What service is it, or how is it serving me? It's not. So get out of it. All right. But that's it for me today, y'all. I love y'all. The babies, it's time for them to get up. We got class that's getting ready to start in about 8 minutes. So I love you. I will see you all tomorrow morning for self-improvement, 7 o'clock here on Instagram. Thank you for being here. Thank you for your energy. Thank you for your love. I love you. Have a blessed day. And don't forget, the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan is speaking today at 2 o'clock Eastern Time, 1 o'clock Central Time in Chicago, NOI.org. You can go to any believers pages. You'll see the picture, NOI.org, and that just looks like NOI, nationofislam.org. All right. And so I will see you all later. Have a blessed day. This is Sister Yatira, the First Lady of Forward Money Network, signing off.